Inez Moore Tenenbaum, a 1969 graduate of Hawkinsville High School in Georgia, earned a Bachelor of Science degree in 1972 and a master's degree in 1974 from the University of Georgia. After teaching elementary school for several years and before attending law school, she served as Director of Research for the Medical, Military, Public, and Municipal Affairs Committee of the South Carolina House of Representatives. Law degree from the University of South Carolina in 1986. She practiced law with Sinclair and Boyd, PA, in the areas of health, environment, and public interest law. In 1998, she was elected South Carolina's 15th State Superintendent of Education and was re-elected in 2002. During her time in office, student achievement improved at the fastest rate in the nation, with scores increasing on every state, national, and international test administered. 5 independent national studies indicated that South Carolina's standards for student achievement proficiency under No Child Left Behind were among the most rigorous in the nation. Education Week ranked South Carolina #1 in the nation for the quality of its academic standards, assessments, and accountability system. Mrs. Tenenbaum led the effort for the South Carolina General Assembly's approval of $750 million in state bonds for K-12 school construction. In 2009, Mrs. Tenenbaum was appointed as chairman of the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission, CPSC, by President Barack Obama and approved unanimously by the United States Senate. Her term has been recognized as one of the most transformative in the history of the CPSC. During her tenure, she fulfilled a key promise to the Congress and consumers by working closely with agency staff and industry and consumer stakeholders to complete all of the major safety rules required by the Consumer Product Safety Improvement Act of 2008, CPSIA, a law that reformed and empowered the CPSC. Under her leadership, the first CPSC public database was created, as well as an internet surveillance unit to strengthen marketplace surveillance of retail and internet sites. Following the end of her term as chairman in 2013, she practiced law at Wyche, PA. She also provides consulting services on education policy for organizations whose missions are to provide a quality education for all children. In addition to being awarded the Order of the Palmetto in 2006, she is the recipient of numerous honorary degrees and awards for her civic work and leadership on behalf of children, women, and public education.
I'm very grateful to become a member of the South Carolina Education Hall of Fame, and am grateful to the South Carolina Foundation for Educational Leadership for this extraordinary honor. To share tonight with Sandy Lindsay and John Tyndall is even more meaningful because I worked so closely with them during my time in office. Both of these exemplary educators contributed greatly to my success as State Superintendent of Education. I appreciate my husband Samuel being here tonight and all that he has done to support me in my career. Believe it or not, being the spouse of a politician is not always fun. I also want to recognize my special guest tonight, the Reverend Shakur Francis, who is like a son to us, and Madison Hatcher, one of South Carolina's finest public school teachers. I also want to say that I'm so glad to see Governor Dick Riley and former Secretary of Education and his friend Betty Farr. Dick Riley married Samuel and me 39 years ago when he was governor at the governor's mansion. So serving as state superintendent for 8 years was both challenging and fulfilling. Working with educators throughout our state who dedicate their lives to educating our young people was a reward in and of itself. Educators are idealists who do their very best every day so that young people have a successful future. Now, what higher purpose in life is there to educate children? My tenure as state superintendent was filled with challenges and constant change. As the biography said about me, the challenges included implementing transformative legislation such as the Education Accountability Act, No Child Left Behind, and the Education and Economic Development Act. South Carolina's educators rose to the challenge and did their very best to implement these acts. I was so proud of what we accomplished in my 2 terms, which ended in 2007. At the end of the term, as you just heard, South Carolina was the key leader in the country for education improvement. And in our math and science scores, we were #1 in the nation on the National Assessment of Education Progress. And Education Week, as you just heard, ranked South Carolina first in the nation for our academic standards and our assessment and our accountability program. One of the initiatives that I'm most proud to have a part in creating during my tenure was the School Leadership Executive Institute in partnership with the Center for Creative Leadership in Greensboro, North Carolina. All the state's district superintendents and most of the state's school principals were able to attend this outstanding leadership program. This initiative is now a part of SCASA in the Center for Executive Education Leadership under the leadership of one of South Carolina's finest educators, Beth Phibbs. I believe that school leadership is a fundamental requirement of school reform. Rabindranath Tagore, who was the Nobel Prize winner in literature in India, wrote these profound words decades ago. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted, behold, service was joy. My service to the young people of South Carolina was a pure joy. The purpose you have as an educator and as State Superintendent of Education, going every day to the State Department of Education and working with people who work their hearts out like Molly Spearman and Sandy Lindsay, was just more than I could have ever imagined in terms of having a purpose in life. So I am thankful to receive this honor tonight for my work on behalf of South Carolina public education. Thank you.